My so-called friend bailed on our trip at the last minute and demanded a refund. To make matters worse, he actually took me to court over it. I am a huge Stranger Things fan, so when I learned of the Stranger Things experience, I immediately started planning a trip to Georgia. After a bit of research, I realized how much cheaper it would be for a larger group of people, so I made a group chat with a few interested parties, and told everyone upfront exactly how much they needed to pay and get to me before a certain date. It was a first-come first-served type of thing since the maximum was 6 people total. 5 people sent me the money, and I scheduled everything. Fast forward to 2 weeks before we are supposed to leave, and one of the people, let's call him Mark, texts me saying he couldn't get off of work and can't go. I told him that sucks, and asked if he checked with everyone who could cover his shift. I walked away from my phone after sending the message, only to come back to multiple large paragraphs of this guy texting me both privately and in the group chat about how he expects his money back now, since he can't go. Then he gets angrier with the more recent texts, calling me rude words for not answering him or understanding his situation. I chose to respond in the group chat, and explained how I made it very clear that once everyone had paid their portion, there was no I suddenly can't go refund. All of it was already used towards the trip for the Airbnb and ticket costs. He started complaining about how much it all was, and I told him he already agreed to everything. I told him if he found a replacement person for himself that could pay him for his portion, that would be fine as long as I met them beforehand. I wasn't about to stay in a house with someone I didn't know at all. I said I'd also ask other people that were interested before. I just want to add that while I do feel really bad for him, I asked people about this 2 months ago. He should have had plenty of time to ask off by now. He privately messaged me that I would regret this if I didn't pay him back, then left the group chat and blocked me, so I just assumed he wasn't going for sure, and we never found a replacement for him. The day of the trip came and went. We all had an amazing time, definitely one of the best trips I have ever been on. The specific package deal I got were also VIP tickets for the experience, so we got to do so many cool things and got free souvenirs. One of them was a tiny Dustin speaker. When we got back, I asked the others to text Mark and ask him if he wanted the free souvenirs that came with his ticket, so he could have that much at least, but no one could get through to him. About 2 weeks after we got back, someone knocked on my door and served me some papers. They told me I was being sued by Mark for taking his money. What the actual F? I don't know why he thought this would turn out well for him. A friend suggested to me to screenshot every conversation we had about the trip and cost, and print everything out. It was only small claims, so I didn't think about getting a lawyer or anything. I mean, I had watched enough Judge Judy to know the gist of it. When the court day came, I showed up with a fat file and Mark showed up with a lawyer. Mark's lawyer spun this sad tale about an innocent guy swindled out of $300 so the evil person, me, could afford more souvenirs on the trip. When the judge asked for my side, I presented him with my folder, and told him they contained every screenshot between Mark and I in both private and group messages. They clearly lay out my specific instructions towards the trip, how much it costs and what every single dollar was going towards, how he agreed and told me he sent the money and was excited for the trip. Then the timestamp date difference between when he paid and when he contacted me to say he couldn't go. I offered him alternatives, like finding someone to replace him, but informed him I had already used the money on the trip. There was no loose pocket change. The judge smiled at me and asked if that was all. I told him no. If you keep looking, you'll find receipts for the ticket prices and Airbnb price. Every penny he sent me went towards those things, nothing else. The judge asked Mark's lawyer if they had anything to disprove what I had presented, and they had literally nothing. He then asked if they had proof I used his funds for anything other than what was agreed upon, and they said no. The judge ruled in favor of me, and told Mark he needed to let this go as life happens. After the case was dismissed, I went over to Mark, and handed him a bag with the free souvenirs given to each VIP ticket holder, and told him they belonged to him. He got upset and just threw them back at me. The judge saw, and yelled over at him that he had no right to assault anyone in his courtroom, and if he showed any more signs of aggression he would be locked up. I just grabbed the bag and left. Now I have amazing memories of a trip. I no longer feel guilty Mark couldn't go, and I have 2 tiny Dustin speakers.